Imagine a treasure so legendary, so powerful, that empires have risen and fallen just for a chance to possess it. This is the story of the Emerald of Eternity, a gem whispered to grant its owner unbreakable fortune and a life that never ends. Centuries ago, a forgotten pharaoh hid it in one of four secret locations scattered across the globe, taking the secret to his grave. But now, in the year 1928, a faded, torn map has surfaced in the dusty backrooms of Cairo's antiquities market. And with its discovery, a deadly race has begun. Two rival teams, driven by vastly different motives, will stop at nothing to claim the prize first. This is a desperate sprint against time, a journey fraught with greed, betrayal, and the looming threat of ancient curses. Welcome to the race for the Emerald of Eternity. Our story begins with Dr. Elena Voss, a brilliant archaeologist known for uncovering the impossible. She is the one who stumbles upon half of the ancient papyrus map. The fragmented text points to four possible resting places for the emerald: a lost temple deep within the Amazon jungle, a sunken city off the Greek islands, the forbidden caves of the Himalayan peaks, and somewhere within the shifting sands of the Egyptian desert itself. Knowing she can't do this alone, Elena assembles her team. There's her loyal brother Marcus, a rugged and reliable explorer. Sophia, a sharp-witted linguist who can decipher scripts no one else can read. And Jamal, a local guide whose knowledge of hidden paths and desert secrets is unmatched. For them, this isn't just about glory. Elena's funding is drying up, and this discovery could save her entire career. More than that, it might finally reveal the truth about their father's mysterious disappearance on a similar quest years ago. But they are not alone. Across town, the other half of the map falls into the hands of a much more dangerous figure, the ruthless Victor Kane. Kane is a wealthy treasure hunter with a private army of mercenaries and an all-consuming obsession. Rumors swirl that he's dying from a rare disease, and he believes the Emerald of Eternity is his last and only hope for survival. His team is as brutal as he is. There's Lara, his cunning and deadly second-in-command, Bruno, a hulking enforcer who prefers violence to words, and a whole crew of hired guns ready to eliminate anyone who gets in their way. With both halves of the map in play, the race officially begins. The teams know the emerald can only be in one of the four locations, so they split their efforts, gambling on which side holds the true prize. Elena's team decides to brave the steaming heart of the Amazon. The air is thick, alive with the hum of insects, and ancient ruins are choked by massive vines. They follow the cryptic clue on their map fragment, where the river bends like a serpent's tail. Hacking through the dense and forgiving foliage, they finally reach a crumbling temple, overgrown with giant roots, looking like it was swallowed by the jungle itself. But their discovery is short-lived. It turns out Kane's team has chosen the same site. Suddenly, the jungle's silence is shattered by the crack of gunfire. Bruno's men ambush them at the entrance. "Take no prisoners." Kane's voice snarls over a crackling radio. Marcus returns fire, providing cover for Sophia as she frantically works to decipher the symbols on a weathered stone tablet. What follows is a heart-pounding chase through corridors rigged with ancient booby traps. Arrows fly from hidden slots in the walls, and sections of the floor collapse into pits lined with sharpened spikes. Thinking fast, Elena spots a false idol on a pedestal. She gives it a twist, and a hidden door grinds open just as she grabs a golden amulet left behind. This is their next clue. Sophia quickly translates its inscription: "The emerald shuns the green heart, seek the blue depths." It's not here. They barely escape through the secret passage as a triggered mechanism floods the temple, leaving two of Kane's men trapped forever in the watery ruins. Meanwhile, Kane has sent his second team, led by the formidable Lara, to the Mediterranean. They are diving off a remote Greek island, searching for a submerged city. Bubbles rise to the surface as divers in old-fashioned, heavy suits explore the silent, underwater world. Toppled columns lie on the seabed like fallen giants. Their map fragment hinted, beneath the waves where Poseidon sleeps. Following the new clue from the jungle, Elena's team arrives at the Greek islands just as Lara's team surfaces with a heavy, waterproof chest. A tense standoff erupts on the deck of their boat. Knives are drawn, the waves crash against the hull, and no one is willing to back down. Sophia, ever the quick thinker, gets a look at an inscription on the chest and translates it: "The gem flees the drowning god, climb where the gods touch the sky." Wrong again. It's another dead end. In a bold and chaotic move, Elena's team uses the cover of a sudden storm to create a diversion, stealing the chest from Kane's crew. Inside, they find yet another clue, confirming the emerald is not in the water. From his base in Cairo, Kane receives the news and fumes with rage, vowing to make them pay for their defiance. With the clues eliminating both the jungle and the sea, and the Himalayas seeming too obvious for a desert pharaoh, all signs now point to the final location, a hidden oasis tomb, buried somewhere deep within the Egyptian Sahara. Both teams race across the vast and forgiving dunes and rattling, worn-out trucks. Blinding sandstorms obscure their path, turning the desert into a disorienting maze. Under the cover of the storm, Kane's mercenaries sabotage Elena's vehicle, leaving her team stranded as night falls. They are forced to spend the night under the cold, star-filled sky. The desert wind whispers around them, carrying what sounds like ghostly voices of the dead, the ancient curses they were warned about. Marcus confesses his doubts, his nerve beginning to fray. But Elena rallies them, her voice filled with conviction. This isn't just about treasure, she insists. It's about proving we're more than our fears. At dawn, they manage to get their truck moving and finally reach the tomb. They descend into a massive underground chamber, the walls covered in hieroglyphs and chilling warnings: "The greedy shall feed the sands." As they venture deeper, the tomb comes alive. Ancient traps are triggered one by one, giant boulders roll down corridors, poison darts shoot from the walls, and ceilings begin to collapse around them. In the heart of the maze-like tomb, the two teams finally clash. Fists fly, and the chamber echoes with the sound of gunfire. It's a desperate, final confrontation. Kane manages to corner Elena at the very center of the tomb, where the magnificent, glowing emerald of eternity rests on a stone pedestal. "It's mine," he hisses, his eyes wild with obsession as he grabs the gem. But the moment his greedy hands touch it, the curse activates. The warnings were real. Sand begins to pour into the chamber from hidden openings in the ceiling, filling the room like a giant hourglass of doom. In the chaos, Elena has a sudden realization. The emerald isn't about granting immortality, it's a test of character. Greed is the trigger for the trap. She acts instantly, knocking the gem from Kane's hand. It hits the pedestal, shattering the ancient mechanism. The flow of sand stops. Blinded by rage at losing his prize, Kane lunges for Elena, but he stumbles and falls screaming into a bottomless pit that opens in the floor. With the immediate danger gone, Elena's team grabs the emerald and escapes the crumbling tomb just as the entrance seals behind them. But as the first rays of sunlight hit the gem, it begins to shimmer and then crumbles into fine dust. It was never about eternal life. It was about eternal legacy. Hidden inside the now shattered emerald was not power, but knowledge, a scroll containing coordinates, perhaps leading to their father's lost expedition and other untold secrets. Kane's surviving crew flees into the desert, empty-handed and defeated. Elena looks at her exhausted but triumphant team, a small smile on her face. "The real treasure," she says, "was the adventure we shared." But was it really over? In the distance, a shadowy figure watches them from atop a dune before disappearing into the heat haze, hinting that this race may not be over after all. What did you think of this thrilling hunt? Would you have joined Elena's team or risked it all with Kane? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed this adventure. And make sure you subscribe for more stories like this every single day. We're diving into another mystery tomorrow. Until then, keep exploring.